battery years ago. The other nice thing that I've noticed is when I open the lid on the new one, it's just on. Like on this guy, for some reason, I don't know if this is just because I've installed a bunch of software stuff on it, I have to restart the machine every day, or else when I go to open the lid, so from a personal perspective and a work perspective, you can see where I was kind of coming from. I had the butterfly experience, and I didn't like how fast I was running out of battery on both, and both of them suffered tremendously from heat. Like I'd have to put a pillow in my lap just to use either one of these as a laptop. And I definitely had to make sure that I had a power source when I was on the go, because the, battery anxiety was very much a thing with these. I like to, but a lot of times they don't have an outlet on their airplanes, and on a 3-hour flight, I usually land and my machine is dead, which stinks because I just spent my battery. Should I put it in airplane mode? Should I like, I don't know, not run a simulator? Like, should I just plug in a physical device so that I can test on that? That way the battery for the device is actually on the device. When instead, really, all I should have done is just bought one of these. I have had this machine now for 24 hours, which is not saying a whole lot. But yesterday I made the choice to not plug this thing in until it was completely dead. I like to run the battery all the way down to 0 on the first cycle, just to get a first off understanding of what to expect from the battery moving forward. But I think it's also good for the battery itself to cycle completely every once in a while, because that's good for it to indicate where it needs to go to charge back up. I don't know if that's actually like scientific or whatever, but that's just my personal preference. I'm at 17% battery now. I have now downloaded Xcode, cached locally on the machine, 2,000 songs on the highest quality setting through Spotify. I have created several simulators, both iOS and Android. I have spooled up several at least touch. And do that, you got up. That's filing on both iOS and Android. Now that I got it all set up properly, you do need to make sure that you use the ARM64 JVM if you're going to be doing any kind of JVM related work, else you're going to see a lot of really bad lag. But yeah, other than that, like, it's been absolutely such a pleasant experience. Warm. It felt uncomfortable. And we're like, oh, I need to put something in between this so that I'm not getting burnt. Like through Postman, many Chrome tabs, mostly on Stack Overflow. Just like so many things that would cripple either one of these machines and kick the fans on. I didn't even hear a fan this morning on this new one. Like, I'm so very happy that I purchased this and I'm going to be using it moving forward. Around those in it, so the extra real estate has been really nice. You might have been wondering about the notch. I haven't noticed the notch once. I don't run and nice. Just to open, Touch ID was super fast, and go. Oh, again, like, I was listening to music this morning. Different like key combinations that I use, and I'm so glad to have the function keys back so I can map a couple more things that I was missing. And the escape key is nice and big. So all in all, I'm very happy with it. It was a very expensive move. I definitely like cried when I did it, but in general, like, I'm just very happy. I think this is, if you are a mobile application engineer or full stack engineer that is using a lot of memory and building a lot of different products simultaneously, I can definitely go into more detail on any one of these aspects if you'd like. But yeah, thanks a lot for your time, guys. So real quick, I'm not going to go into too many details here, but maybe you have sat down and started considering buying one of the new MacBook Pros because you're a mobile application engineer. Maybe you work with Flutter. Maybe you work with cross-compiling engine. What is that? React Native. Maybe you're a back-end engineer, Android. But that's not about me. Today is about you and making the decision about whether or not you should upgrade. So my personal experience has been this. My day-to-day work laptop is an i9 fully spec'd. It is 2019. It is very recent hardware. This is a great machine on paper. But in reality, I have been conditioned to suffer. This machine, when I run it in my lap, doesn't work for more than 3 hours. It will literally burn my lap and run out of juice within, like I said, 3 hours. If I even think about opening Zoom and an Android emulator simultaneously, the fans will kick on to full speed. So this entire time, the past 2 years I've owned this, I have been conditioned by the noise. I have been conditioned by the heat. Luckily, the keyboard on this one has been upgraded, so I haven't had to deal with the terrible butterfly keyboard issues, at least on this machine. My personal machine is still butterfly, and that is one of the other reasons why I decided to update. So, getting from my personal work machine, or my actual work machine, this has 64 gigs of RAM, and on a daily basis, looking at the activity monitor, I can see that I'm using about 44. I decided to give the new one a shot because battery and heat, at least from my work perspective. From my personal perspective, being able to carry this with me anywhere and do what I do on the go, while I'm camping, on a plane, doesn't matter. 16 gigs of RAM, so it's not like fully spec'd or anything like that, but it's a good machine at 2018, but it has the Bluetooth, the butterfly keyboard. So if you're coming from the butterfly keyboard, you're going to notice an absolute amazing difference. The typing experience on the new one